Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another jam-packed episode of Complex Graps. We are emanating live on our YouTube channel, and then soon to be on all platforms where you get your podcasts and so on and so forth. I am Jamie Iovine, Senior Vice President of Popular Culture here at Complex. I'm being joined once again, as always, with my main man, the mastermind, the evil genius behind Subway Mania, Tim Hann Rivera. And of course, Tim. Well, first off, Tim, how are you doing? You all right? You feeling good after our last trip?
I'm still hyped that we was at the Nightmare Factory last week. I mean, I see the stuff, man. I got the card signed. I'm just disappointed that our man's Ben wasn't there. That's the only thing.
Noticeably absent was our eye in the sky, our oracle.
Ben.
I'm gonna be regretting that my whole life, guys. Can't believe I got to miss episode 2 at the Nightmare Factory, but I was needed elsewhere. I was out in Brazil covering the launch of Brazil's new Jordan brand kits for the World Cup. But man, did I?
A likely story, Ben. But I needed you there, man. I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire to this for a second because everything that's said on the internet stays forever. You can't get rid of it. And when introducing our last guest, which was the WWE champion Cody Rhodes, I said I was amiss. My memory banks served me poorly on that episode, and I said that this was the first time he was going into WrestleMania as the defending champion. And of course, I was wrong. And your job on here on this show, one of many, but one of the main ones, is to make sure I don't say stupid shit like that. So please
listen, man. I was 15 minutes off my 10-hour flight from New York to Brazil. Threw the pod on, was watching live, heard you say that, and I was yelling in the car, "No, Jamie, no!"
Now I'm an idiot. Now everybody questions my credibility as a host and as an authority in the world of professional wrestling. So thank you for that. I hope Brazil was worth it. I hope that I hope you were paid handsomely for it. But anyway. We have a great show in store for everybody listening, watching from around the world. We're going to run through SmackDown. We're going to run through Raw. But of course, we are always joined by an incredible guest and every week. And this week is no exception. This week, we are being joined by the WWE Women's Champion, the Storm, Jade Cargill. And that's going to be quite an interesting interview, to say the least, because she's been quite busy lately on the road to WrestleMania.
It's been literally crazy, man. But before we jump into that, man, what shirt you wearing, Jamie?
We gotta keep the lights on here, as I always say. We have we're all wearing our Complex WWE merch as usual. I am currently wearing the Latino Heat white Eddie Guerrero t-shirt. We have a few Eddie Guerrero t-shirts, but this one's my personal favorite. The white on the white with the rose petals and whatnot. That's my personal favorite of the Eddie collection. What about you, Tim? What do you got?
Team 3D, the Dudley boys, Bubba Ray, Devon, get the table.
A personal favorite.
Today I woke up and I was just like, I feel like I feel extreme. And I went to Home Depot. I got a table, so I'm just feeling that type of vibe right now. I just feel extreme. So you got
the ECW hat on.
ECW hat. Come on, bro. You know how I do it.
You would make Paul, even though he doesn't seem to like us very much, you would make Paulie very happy with your current fit.
Yeah, we gotta put Paul through the table if we ever get him on the
He's
show,
been through a lot. And Ben, what do you got?
I got the Rey Mysterio Latino World Order shirt on. I know you guys can't see it watching at home, so I think I can kind of just wear what I want and lie. I feel like I can just say that I'm wearing something. You guys will have no idea. This week I'm telling the truth, but next week maybe I'll wear something else.
I'm just glad you have your shirt on this episode.
Yo, that's crazy. Booyaka.
So just to give a good lead into this episode, we have our special guest joining us, Miss Cargill. And I guess Mrs. Cargill, since she's married. I'm always amiss of how to properly name that. But she's got a crazy upcoming match at WrestleMania against Rhea Ripley, and it's definitely been the talk of social media, their interactions for the past few weeks. They faced each other twice that I've seen in the ring. You know, the first week was after the first time they faced was after a long list of tweets and interactions going back and forth that really seemed to cut to the bone, Tim. It's always interesting when people go at it on Twitter like that, and you think, there's something behind that, isn't there?
From Twitter to the promos the other week on SmackDown, like, I feel like there was some shots that were being thrown by both parties. So to me, like, I really enjoyed that promo. And to me, it felt personal, man. I felt like Rhea, you know, talking about the bodies, both of their bodies. And yeah, man, like, I was really tapped into that promo. I really think it's going to be a good match. Again, like I said last week, it's going to be more than just a championship match. This is going to see who's strongest, who's the toughest, and who's going to take the cake, man, at Mania.
And in case you guys missed it last week on SmackDown, we had Rhea, not Rhea, sorry. We had Jade face off against Michin, they've had their history in the past. Michin just got cleared to compete once again, and you know, Jade didn't make it easy for her, and you know, soundly defeated her. And after the match, called out Rhea once again, and of course, Rhea being the competitor she is, she answered. But we did not. But she decided not to engage this week, Jade, and that week, and it was an interesting play, you know, an interesting mind game, I felt.
Yeah, man, I feel like that promo, and me personally, I'm really looking forward to this WrestleMania match. And you said it, Jamie. This, you know, Jade competed at WrestleMania, but this is her first time going as champion. The stakes are high. She has a big point to prove, and I think she is going to prove it, man. This is going to be a good one.
It's the one to watch for sure. It's a dream match for a lot of people. It's you know, when Jade first came on board, you know, they definitely had a list of people that they would like to see her face off against, and this was definitely on the top of a lot of people's lists. You know, it's been interesting to see this journey. It's the tweets, the social media back and forth, the first promo, who's built for show, who's built for action, and then you know, Jade kind of getting in Rhea's head a little bit on the most recent SmackDown, you know, not engaging. You know, she said her piece, but when Rhea showed up, you know, she's like, not on your time, on my time. This is gonna happen on my time, and we are good. And I just think that this is a boiling feud that we have going on, and it seems like it's gonna boil over before
we still got to
WrestleMania.
Still got a few more weeks too. I wonder what else is gonna inspire.
We are exactly a month away from
crazy,
WrestleMania,
and a lot could happen, man. I mean, a lot's been happening the past just in 2 or 3 weeks. So if we got a month, anything could happen. Even outside of the TV, you know what I mean? Online.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that still, even though that so much has happened in the world of professional wrestling, and especially in the world of WWE, that there's still 4 more weeks until WrestleMania. Anything can and will happen, as we've seen. They've really been throwing balls at the wall, and they've been sticking, you know. And I've been, you know, this going back to Vegas was an interesting move on the part of WWE, and you know, some people had their thoughts about this upcoming Mania, but I think, you know, the matches, the cards are forming, the cards are really coming together, and you know, I'm really getting excited about this whole thing. You know, I'm excited to be boots on the ground. I'm excited to be part of it. I'm excited that we're all going to be there, and you know,
Cody said it. This Mania is going to be cool, and it's going to be a lot of, you know, this is for the new talent. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of good matches on this show on both nights, and yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. Seeing it live too, it's gonna be crazy.
Jamie, was that a spoiler alert that you had there? Did you kind of just spill the beans
about
us being out there?
Well, I didn't even know if this was something that, you know, people were interested in knowing, but I mean, I was going to be there regardless, because I got you know, tickets, you know, I was going to be there regardless, but I don't want to share much more now that I feel like I'm getting the whole company in trouble. I don't want to share any more than that.
Just let's go with stay tuned for some complex Graps
Stay
at
tuned.
Never
WrestleMania.
say never,
Yes.
man. Never
I can't say
never.
that me and Tim are going to enjoy a beverage at WrestleMania. I can't say that. That's all I was alluding to. If Ben happened to be there too, I mean, that'd be, it's coincidences happen. It's a big stadium.
And so look, I got before we bring out our special guest here in a second. After our interview with Jade Cargill, guys, we're going to do a special new segment of a fan Q&A. So throughout the rest of the episode, fill the comments with any questions that you guys have for Tim and Jamie. We'll get them answered throughout the rest of the show. Obviously, we have a great interview coming up with Jade here in a minute, but after that, any questions that you guys have for Tim or Jamie, fly them in the comments now, and we'll read them out later in the show.
Let us know, chat. Let us know. Let's talk, man.
We're trying to bring a more interactive level to the show. I mean, this is a community. We're not here to say that we know more than anybody else. This is an active, breathing ecosystem of wrestling fans. So we want to make sure that everybody's voice is heard, and we want to answer questions the best we can, and also if ways that we can further improve your viewing and listening pleasure. So we're a work in progress here at this show. So
these are the wrestling streets, man. The wrestling streets want to talk to us, and we're gonna talk to them.
They're talking.
Facts, bro. Facts. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, man. It's been a really fun ride these past few episodes. We've had some stellar guests. Started with Drew, had Cody, and our
We're
next
getting the
guest up
champions.
We're getting champions only. This is crazy. I mean, Cody said we got to keep the show rolling with just champions, and this is not going to disappoint him at one bit. I mean, a champion through and through, with or without a title.
Let's hope let's hope Jade has a little bit better luck than our past guests have had. I think there might be a bit of a complex Graps curse going around.
There might be. I mean, every time we've had, literally the next time they're on television, Drew lost the title right after our interview. Cody got his shit kicked in by
Randy, man.
Randy. And I really just I don't know if she can hear us right now, but I don't want to scare her off because she has a big night ahead of her in a month, and I don't want to throw any bad juju in her way.
I feel like Jay gonna hold it down. Jay gonna hold it down, man. She gonna hold it down.
I think that's as good of a segue as any, Jamie. Why don't you?
Yeah, I don't want to keep her waiting. Her time is very valuable, and so, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to introduce our next guest here. She is the current and reigning WWE Women's Champion. She's unstoppable. She is powerful. She is Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Jade, welcome to the show.
Thank you. What a great intro.
We got your intro playing for a little bit first for the fans at home.
So this is it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Love it.
So Jade, again, welcome to the show. We're so happy that you're joining us today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is awesome, man.
So we've been looking forward to having you on the show for a while. And we have quite a few questions that we would love to ask you. You got quite a few weeks leading up to a big night at WrestleMania emanating from Las Vegas. And so I just want to get right into it. This isn't your first WrestleMania. You've been part of the company for a while now. You've had some crazy moments, to say the least, throughout your career. But I think a lot of people are thinking of this match as your biggest match to date. This is your first WrestleMania going in as a defending singles champion, and you are going up against who a lot of people would say is one of the best in the game, right? With the confidence.
I don't want to say this is going to be an easy match. It's not. I'm going against the top girl. I'm going against the number one girl in our company. I don't think anyone will argue that. Do I know that I'm coming home with my title? Yes, I do. I'm going to go balls to the wall. I'm going in with no regrets. I've learned from my mistakes in the past. Rhea has never seen someone like me. I think she's phenomenal in her own right, but I'm phenomenal in mine as well. I'm not going to end my undefeated streak at WrestleMania, about to go 3-0 on that ass. I think you guys are just going to see us put on a show in a clinic. I think she's great. I think she's great. I think she's great, but I'm better. Like, I'm a powerhouse. Like, no one's really seen me go toe-to-toe with such a stellar opponent. And yes, this will be the grandest match that I've had so far in my career. And the fact that I'm just starting and I have so much to go is crazy.
Jade, what does being Jade Cargill actually require behind the scenes?
Confidence is one. I think everybody sees that, but that comes naturally, and that's something that I've had since I was a little girl, because my mentors, my parents, my grandparents, they all embedded that into me. Even when I felt less than, they made me feel like I was worthy of whatever I'm gonna step to the plate. You have to have thick skin. Being in my shoes is not easy. Everybody thinks like it's so easy to be me, this, that, and the third. You have to be able to take tough criticism, take it on the chin, and keep it going, or you're gonna drive yourself insane. You have to know yourself. I know myself. So you have to know yourself to be me. Walk in with your head held high and know that the sky is the limit.
You've never really lacked confidence in your game, Jade. And that's, I think that's what made you the competitor that you are today. You made quite a splash at your debut at the Royal Rumble. People were hyped to see you finally arrive in the WWE. It felt like a long time coming. And you made your splash, you made your debut, and you had people talking immediately. And as soon as you showed up, everybody started fantasy booking. Everybody was thinking, who is she going to face? Is she going to face Charlotte? Is she going to face Bayley? Is she going to face, the list went on and on. And now, in my opinion, what a lot of people were putting at the top of their fantasy booking list was you and Rhea. And when you first came in, was Rhea on your list of the people that you need to face in order to establish yourself as a top competitor?
Of course. She's the top girl. She's the #1 girl in our company currently. She's placed at such a high position, and I'm going to reach the highest of heights within this company. I mean, in what, 5 years now, I have a title. I've been a champion 3 times over. I never worked the indie scene. I've been blessed to create such splash and to be these heights. But yes, she was one of my opponents. I mean, one of the dream matches I wanted to have amongst others, like Charlotte Flair. And I thought that's actually the opponent I thought I was going to face at Mania was the likes of Charlotte Flair. We've been teasing it for so long, and I think that's a money-making match. I mean, she's a queen of her own right, and I am as well. And I think we have such similar aesthetics sometimes that I think it's more of a like who's who, like who's really like that queen or whatever you want to say. I didn't really dream book Rhea as being the person I would have had my Mania match with this year.
Nice. Jade, a lot of fans are still like split. You got fans that are cheering for you and then some that aren't rooting for you at WrestleMania. But what's something that they don't understand that makes you different going into this match at WrestleMania?
I mean, I feed off hate. The more haters, like LeBron has haters, Jordan had haters. Going into this match, I mean, my mindset is just, it's grit, it's grind. And I grind every week. I just don't post about it. That's the difference. Like, I don't think I need to post. Y'all know I'm in the gym. I don't post that. Yeah. But for some reason, I'm not like at Cody's school all the time, training my butt off. I do that so much. I know this match is a lot on my shoulders. I'm very much aware. So going into this match, I'm just going to keep my head down and do work. And I'm coming out and still your WWE Women's Champion. Nobody's going to take this title away from me. I think Rhea's great. I think also throughout the storyline, I'm going to carry my own. And I'm going to show people that. I'm going to show people like I've been doing that I'm going to carry my own and nobody's going to take that from me. And I'm just going to continue to prove the haters wrong. Because 1 week they're saying this, then they move the goalposts to another. Like, oh, she can't do this. Then I do it. And I continuously do it. And then I continuously do it. And then they make something else up. And they make something that's just, to whom much is given. What is it? Too much is like the crown. Just say the crown wears heavy. Like, I know how I came to this company, so I'm going to have a big target on my back. People don't like that I didn't go to NXT. People don't like that I got a tag title the first year. People don't like this. They don't like this. They don't like that. I had a first match with Shaq and Cody. People won't like that. I didn't go to the indies. I didn't pay my dues. That's not my fault. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So regardless of what I do, I'm gonna have haters. They're gonna move the goalposts every single time. I know myself. I can care less. I'm making this money. My owners are happy. My partners that I'm dancing in the ring are happy, and that's all that matters.
That's crazy.
Speak to it. And, yeah, but talking about your training and all that stuff, you were brought into the world of professional wrestling by Mark Henry, if I remember correctly. And when you were training and when you were before you entered and made your debut, you were trained by, and even after your debut, you were in the ring with the who's who of a lot of legends in professional wrestling, whether it be the former Goldust, Dustin Rhodes, and Bryan Danielson, or the former Daniel Bryan in WWE, and QT Marshall, Sanjay Dutt. I'm not asking you to pick a favorite because I want to spare everybody's feelings, but whose advice and training are you leaning toward in the most going into WrestleMania?
So I know previously I want to speak on Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan has taught me so much technical wrestling. And I tried it. I tried to do some technical wrestling. And I think it's funny because when I tried technical wrestling, and I have tried it. If you go back at my old stuff, if you could pull it up at my previous company, I tried it. I had no reaction out of fans. And I learned so much. I was training with him every week. You know what fans want to see? Me picking somebody else up, somebody like me throwing somebody around, me talking my smack. They don't want to see me on the ground grappling. They don't. You know, I know how to grapple. I know how to do it. They don't want to see that. They cheer, well, not cheer, but they get up out their seats. They boo. They do what they need to do when I'm picking somebody up and I'm pounding them to the ground. That's what they like. But the person I can say that technique and advice that I'm using is two people. One is Booker T, and the other one that I'm using is Billy Gunn. Because I kind of went away from what Billy Gunn was telling me initially. And if you look at Billy Gunn, look at his stature, look at his size. He knows how to use his size. And I have to be able, other than Lash and Naya and probably Raquel, I'm amongst Raquel right now. I'm 5'10". I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl. It's no reason why I should be going toe to toe with little girls. And look at the way I look. And it's not just aesthetically pleasing. I pick people up. That's what I do. Like, I whoop ass. That's what I do. Like, I just look good with it too. And people try to use that and pile that onto how strong I am. Like, thank God for these beautiful genetics as well. But Booker T and Billy Gunn, because Billy Gunn has taught me how to use my size, and I'm bringing that back to the table.
I mean, Billy still looks
crazy,
like he
right?
could take on half the yeah.
Crazy.
It's I don't know how you build a person like that, but he's still going. God bless him.
Jade, so basically those comments that Rhea made on SmackDown 2 SmackDowns ago.
Who?
About Rhea. Sorry.
Who?
Rhea.
I don't think she's phased right now.
I'm like, wait, did I mess it up? Nah, those comments that Rhea said.
You got him questioning the enunciation.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, those comments that Rhea said about your body being just for image, hers being for fighting. Did that bother you any sense? Once after the promo was done, did that get to you, like her playing mind games or something? How did you feel about those comments?
Well, first, I'm a certified therapist. So no one can play mind games with me.
And as someone who works hard in the gym, I
think
respect
that,
how hard you work.
honestly, to be real, I think she should work at first, because I would have made her look this small. I don't have to wear platform heels to be tall. My stature is already there.
But I'm not impressed.
I'm 5'10". I'm what you see. Like, if you see me right how I look right now, that's how I'm feeling. Like, I'm tall, I'm built, and I'm not self-sufficient. I've shown that I can go in the ring. I can pick people up in 2 different companies. I think, she's she's the most muscular I've ever seen her. And I love that for her. I look like this year-round, baby. This is nothing new. This is what I do. Like, this is who I am. I embody this. And like I said, people just use the fact that I look good and try to pile it on the fact that I'm strong as well. Oh, she look good, so she can't go. No, I just happen to look good too. Like looking good is just a bonus to what I bring to the ring and how strong I am. And for some reason now I'm being tested about how strong I am. That's something that no one has ever had to question. Now we're questioning this. Crazy.
This kicked this whole when Rhea won the Elimination Chamber. This feud got kicked off pretty intensely. It escalated quite a bit on social media, and you both made your feelings known about each other. Was this the game plan going into this? Was this something that you knew facing someone that wasn't going to be a walk in the park? Not saying you're not capable, but someone that wasn't going to be necessarily a pushover. Was playing the mind games early on off the top always part of the game plan, or is that just kind of how it evolved?
No, I mean, like I said, one thing you can't do is play mind games with me. Clearly, I can do that to other people very easily and hit a nerve very easily because, I've been called J-Berg, I've been called you can't wrestle, and I welcome that. I'm like, if you go the kill shot is say I can't wrestle. Just say it. Just say it. Just say, well, you can't wrestle. That's the utmost thing you could say. Guess what I'm gonna say? I can't tell. I'm champ. I can't tell. I've been champ in 2 companies. I can't tell. Like I'm on billboards. I'm on this. I'm on that. I can't tell. I make a lot of money. I can't tell. Like you can't. Like that's the kill shot that you can say. That's the only thing you can say. And I promise you, I can bounce back from anything only thing I ask is don't talk about my kids. I can bounce back from anything. There's nothing that somebody can say, anybody can say that's gonna make me feel less than, that's gonna make me cry. Because one thing I know is I'm witty and I come back hard. So that's why
I think we're about to pitch to a clip right now of you winning your first WWE championship. Ben, is that right?
Yes. Yep. Let's have this ready.
All right, we're gonna watch the clip right quick. You and Tiffany Stratton, of course, putting her down. And how did that feel? You finally reached the top of the game in terms of in your career as it is right now. How did it feel finally culminating with this win against Tiffany in the main event?
It was more of taking a deep breath. Like I felt like I was inhaling and keeping it in for so long, and then finally it was like the payoff. Because I'm naturally a heel. I'm not one thing that I was told when I first got into this industry was that people aren't gonna like you because of how you got in this industry, how you look. Even though you chose it because you love wrestling, people aren't gonna like because you don't need it. Like all these kind of different combinations to wrestling, and the fact that I still made it after me telling people like, hey, I'm not a face. Like I'm not a face. People aren't gonna like me. Like I'm a heel. Like I don't. And then when I finally turned heel, that was I can breathe out. And then finally when I win, after going through so many trials and tribulations to finally achieve this title, it was like, whew, yes, finally. Okay, we're here. And I just wanted to compete. Like I just want to get better. That's it. I came to WWE to get better, to have these dream matches, to work with the best women in the locker room. That's all I wanted to do when I came to WWE, was get in the ring. That's all I wanted to do, was wrestle. That's it.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I've seen those clips of that little girl that was also named Jade being hyped when she saw you come out on. She had the same name as you, so I think you do have a lot more people on your corner than you think you do.
I do, but I'm a heel. But I'm a bad guy. I want to be hated. Like I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want. But I'm in this weird. I've always been in this weird place of like, people hate me, people like me, but it's like I'm a heel and I do heelish things. I'm overly like confident, like I'm arrogant, like I'm all these things, but people still like me. And I think there's a blur, just like Rhea, there's a blur when you just become what you are, like it's not, you're not really a good guy, you're not really a bad guy, like you're just that tweener. Like you can kind of turn it on, turn it off, because I don't think I appeal to kids. I don't care to appeal to kids. I have a kid at home, but I don't care to appeal to kids. I appeal to grown women who know themselves, confident women that know themselves, and men that like beautiful women. Hello. But like, that's what I appeal to. Like, that's what I appeal to. And I'm totally okay with that. But I love my fans. My fans go hard, and I appreciate them being and have my back. Shout out to Cargill Cartel. Like, I appreciate the love and support that I do get, because people do sometimes take time to see how hard I work rather than reading all the negative stuff. They actually deep dive and see like, okay, she actually puts in the work, or like anything negative somebody puts out against me, it trends. But if one thing goes out against me that's positive, it goes nowhere. It's always like that. It's always been like that.
Your run as WWE Women's Champion, are you satisfied with how it's been so far? Or is there anything that you wish, well, you can still do, but is there anything that you want to do more of, or are you satisfied with how it's going?
I mean, I want to wrestle. When you become champion, you want to defend your title as much as possible. And we have a stellar locker room, you know, but they're all tied in the tag division, you know, making that strong. And I get it. But I want to wrestle. Like, I do want to have matches with the likes of Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, like all these top girls. I feel like if I had a rematch with Tiffany, that would have solidified one of the things that would have solidified my win. I think that if I mean, the person that injured me to have me out was Nia Jax. I mean, I would think that that would be something that we can run it back, even though we're both heels. However, I feel like I'm in that in-between point where I'm kind of a tweener. And at the end of the day, I don't care about anybody. Like, why wouldn't I come back and say, well, I don't care if you this, or this. Like, I wrestled Chelsea, and Chelsea's a heel. Mm-hmm. So I just would have wished to wrestle more. Like, that's all I want to do is wrestle. That's all I want to do. Like, I think getting dressed up is pretty and nice and having these promos, and I love that too because it puts me to the test. But I like wrestling, and that's what I'm here for.
Are there any like stipulations that you want to, like any matches that you want to have, any match stipulations that you want to have that you didn't get to do yet?
I did want to have a no bars match with Michin. I wish we would have got to that because that kendo stick, that's her whole thing. So I think I would have loved to have something like that. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't think we have, like, as women, we don't have the props. Like, we don't get all that extra stuff that I would love to have. But I mean, I'm hoping that it comes in due time, that we get all these props, that the guys have cars and all this crazy stuff. I mean, I fell on a car. I guess that was a prop. But just like other things to really amplify our storylines, because we have a stellar locker room and a lot of these girls can go character-wise and all. You just have to give these women the will. That's all.
I don't know. I just see, for some reason, Hell in a Cell with you, and that just jumps to my head immediately. I don't know
Hell
why.
in a Cell? I would love that.
I'm not trying to wish that upon you. I'm not trying to wish that upon you if you don't wish to enter the Hell in a Cell, but it's just.
You gotta climb to the top, Jay. Climb to the top, start the match, and start scrapping on top.
Something crazy, I'll give y'all that. I'll just do that one time. Don't expect it every PLE, but I'll give it to you for that one.
Who would be your dream Hell in a Cell opponent, Jade?
Ooh.
I need somebody rough. I'm trying to think. Who is?
Yeah, who would bring it to you?
I don't know. This is a hard question because I'm going to
Nia
go
crazy.
Nia, you said?
Nia go crazy.
All right, I welcome that too.
Yeah,
I welcome that too. Yeah, I think so.
Maybe this is your chance to pitch it for WrestleMania. We got a month left. Let's get a
stipulation
for Mania.
For WrestleMania, I already have my.
No, I know, but let's get the stipulation. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Just add it top of the sandwich.
More if we don't do that.
Yeah, we reach it.
I'm about to get paid more from work 2 nights. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I don't think we get those kind of checks anymore.
So I have a question here from the chat. I want to ask this question that coming from JB Moore. He is assuming that you win at WrestleMania. He's looking ahead to the second half of 2026. You know, with the potential return of Naomi, Bianca, 2 people that you've worked with a ton in the past. Just like, what are your thoughts on the second half of 2026, assuming that you do retain against Rhea at Mania?
Well, when I retain, we're gonna speak that.
Assuming you're throwing that.
Speak that in the air. I think. Well, I would love to go on to face Charlotte at SummerSlam, but if Bianca returns, I don't know what, because the way the big 3 kind of like split up was, you know, like it was like a missing piece. We didn't all sit down, have that talk. I mean, I don't know where her mind is. She don't know where my mind is and all of that. I don't know that she was involved. Like, I don't know anything. All I know is that Naomi did what she did, you know, and we all had a tight bond. So I think that story 1 was compelling. Like, it carried the women's division last year. And I think that we can continue on it because there's so many open-ended questions that really need answering. And maybe some people need healing, because it seemed like, for example, Naomi needed some healing. Like, she needed some answers from Bianca. She really needed to sit down with Bianca and close that wound. And I need to sit down with both of them and figure out what the hell has happened. What was going on? Like, how could you not see this? Like, how could you not see that she's the one who did this to me? How can you, so I think it's a storyline we need to embark on when everybody's healthy and ready to go. I think everybody will want to see that storyline. It's so many avenues you can go with that storyline, right? But the person I would want to see at SummerSlam, since I'm not seeing them at Mania, would be Charlotte. It's already there.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to do much for that one. People already know the story. They know the pedigree.
It's about breaking her. She's stoic. Like, I'm stoic, but she's very, like, So
100%.
I think it'll be a great match. And I know Charlotte's one for pulling people up and making them better. And that's the people I want to work with.
So Jade, I think we only got about 4 minutes left with you. I know Tim had some fans submit some questions. What do you got for us, Tim?
So yeah, I have a fan question. So this is from Wrestle Cat. What moment made you realize that you were that girl in this business?
I don't know, guys. Because I was even shocked. Because I was kind of thrown into it, Like, my first match ever was on TV. You guys have seen me grow, and like, it's so funny to me that people are like, I'm like, you guys, like, you don't follow people's journey. Some people do the indies. Some people are in NXT for years, like cooking and baking. But like, y'all have seen me grow on TV organically, and it's like no appreciation for that. But I feel like I still have so much room to grow. I'm not trying to cut you guys off with top. I feel like I have so much room to grow. But I guess when I first came over and at the Royal Rumble, I didn't think I was going to get the reaction I got. And I was very much like, on the inside, I'm holding it in, obviously on the outside. But I was like, because I didn't think I was going to get that reaction that I got. WWE is on a whole nother platform, And so I was just like, oh, okay, whoa. Like, but also I know that good or bad, when my name it starts, I trend. Regardless of what I do, I trend. Like, it could be good, bad, like, I always trend. So that lets me know I'm that girl. People always talk about me. Always. I'm always in the topic of conversation.
That's a fact.
Thank you,
fact.
Jade.
Do we have time for one more, or we got to wrap it up?
I think you can squeeze one more in, Jamie.
All right. This is a new question that we've started implementing in the show, and that we like to, Complex being a multimedia company, mostly with music and fashion, so on and so forth. Music is a big part of it, and music is also a big part of wrestling. One big fun moment that a lot of people have had in wrestling is when an artist, a famous rock and roll rapper, whatever, plays them to the ring. If you had to pick one person, could be past, present, future, dead, alive, whoever, to play you, doesn't even have to be your song, just a song that you resonate with, to the ring, who would it be?
Oh my gosh, what would it be? I don't know, because I'm more of a slow beat type of girly. But for the ring, I'm just gonna name somebody right now. Cardi B. I think she owns her system. She talks the talk. She walks the walk, and she's unapologetic, and that is what I am.
Cardi.
I mean, I couldn't think of a better way to finish this one. I mean, it makes sense. It does, like, any of her songs would probably work.
She doesn't care. Like, she knows she treats trends, and she still goes out with her head held high and kick her less. Like,
and she's she's part of the family. She's a wrestlehead. So we I'm sure it would be welcomed. So I think we're reaching the end of our time with you, Jade. Thank you so much for joining us. You got a big few weeks ahead of you. You got your big night at WrestleMania. So we wish you the best of luck. Not that you need it. You keep your head held high, and that's I think one of the more endearing aspects of you and your work in the ring. So thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you, Jade.
Thank you, guys.
We're looking forward to seeing you.
All right, I hope to see you guys there.
Yeah, definitely.
See
you, Jade. Good luck
as well.
Thank you. Who needs luck?
Yo, just
yeah, right. Good vibes, good energy.
Take care. That was awesome.
Well, I think we're 3 for 3. I think we're 3 for 3
3.
with incredible guests. I think we bring out the good, the best in people.
Her saying,
wouldn't you say?
I honestly say I could see Cardi B coming out with Jay. Yeah, no,
That makes so much sense.
Definitely see that. I mean, you never know, man. WWE might get the idea from watching the show. We see Cardi B bring out Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. You heard it.
I mean, it would make sense.
If her and Rhea end up in a cell at WrestleMania, we're getting royalties. That's
we have to.
That's because of this show today, March 18th. If they end up in a cell, you guys all know why.
Yo, Jay got to throw the chair on top of the cell, and
oh man,
that'd
be unreal. But I think now after before we get into the shows, should we pay respect to the moneymakers at home? Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the shirts that you could get on our Complex WWE Fanatics collab that we have currently out right now. We have a few series out right now featuring a plethora of past and present superstars. You could get them on the Complex shop. You could get them at WWE shop. You could get them at Fanatics, but you should come on, get them on Complex, support the home team. And you could also look for them this year at the WWE World Shop, where we have our own little section where we're going to have a bunch of shirts available on site in Las Vegas at WWE World. So please be sure to pick up a shirt. You'll look great on camera if you're in the crowd. You'll be the talk of the city. You'll be the talk of Vegas. People will point you out, might ask for a photo. Who knows? But definitely get your shirts while you can because they go quick.
Buy the shirt.
There it is. And there's so many more coming down the pipe. You could download them on WWE 2K26 and put them on your creator wrestler. Or if you want your favorite wrestler to wear them, you can do that as well. So, thank you to the people at 2K26. All right. Let's get into the show. Let's get into the meat and bones of what happened, shall we?
Sheesh.
So, starting off, we are going to, there's a lot of things that we could start off with, but we're going to start off with SmackDown. We have Drew McIntyre angry as we expect him to be. He is angry quite often. It feels like to him a lot of the cards have been stacked against him.
Your boy quit.
He came in demanding Nick Aldis give him justice for him losing the belt last week the week previous to Cody.
Bro,
and
he quit.
And like you said, Tim, what did he do? Once again, as he does often.
He didn't even need a match, bro. He quit. No I quit match. He just quit.
Ben, can we throw it to the clip? Can we throw to the clip real quick?
Yeah, let's throw to the clip.
I'm done with you all. I quit. He quits. What?
Bro.
God, this is not the first time Drew has done this, Tim. He has quit previously on WWE television only to come back.
He came back
to
later,
the well a little bit too.
Right? He ended up coming back later, right?
I don't even think an hour later.
Yeah. Like he just pulled right back. Like, you know what? I'm getting my job back. Like, what is that even clear? Is he back? Like, does that mean that he's back on the roster? Like after quitting? Who knows? I feel like with Drew, like you never know with Drew.
You never know with Drew. And then so we had that Drew walking out again, which wasn't people then I don't think people expected Drew to quit this quickly, this close to WrestleMania. I think a lot of people expected him to be back sooner than later, but Jacob Fatu has really made it clear that he is after Drew. He is making sure that Drew is feeling the taste of his own medicine with this, in the sense that Drew has cost Cody so many chances in the past with trying to get back into the title picture, which he eventually did. But now Jacob has made it sure that he's going to make Drew's life a living hell. And I don't think there's anybody that you want to get on the bad side less than Jacob Fatu, Tim.
Yeah, man. Jacob is that guy, man. Listen, like I told you, man, you mess with Jacob, he's gonna come back. Karma is a B, with Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man.
What do you guys think are the plans for Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania? I know he quote unquote quit, But there's no way the
I don't know.
Psychopath is off the card, right?
I mean, he's already back. He, as we mentioned later on, he runs in and costs Jacob his match against Trick Williams.
That's got to be the match, right?
Yeah.
Him and Jacob.
Yeah.
But I feel like it can't be a regular like normal match though. Like it got to be some type of stipulation, like maybe like a street fight or something, or I don't know, ambulance match. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the stakes got to be crazy.
What about an I Quit match? How about?
Oh yeah, I quit.
Aha!
What about all this throws it right back in Drew's face? You love to quit so much. How about an I Quit match?
I like it, Ben. I like
Ben,
it.
You booking the matches?
Listen, put the women in a cell. I Quit matches. Come on.
Yeah, Ben's GM mode on WWE 2K26 must be crazy.
Man, I mean, I quit. I mean, it's been too long since we've seen an I Quit match, and you know, it's one of my favorites. And you know, I do think that a stipulation of some sort, like you mentioned, Tim, would behoove
Jacob
them.
can't quit. I can't picture Jacob saying I quit.
Nah.
What?
But I mean, we know Drew can.
Yeah.
We know Drew's able to say those words.
That'll cook. An I Quit match.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, you got it. You got it, Ben.
And there's a, you know, as the show goes on, there's a whole feud going on between the MFTs and the Wyatt Six in terms of getting the lantern back, which, you know, hopefully they do at some point. They've been pretty unsuccessful doing it week by week. We need that lantern back for, you know, representing for our brother upstairs. But there's one thing that really stuck out to me this week about, it's not so much this week, it's happened previously, but this week in particular, they seem to be sowing some sort of seed between Tama Tonga and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke approached Tama again backstage, and we know their history. They both were in New Japan. They both made their names in Japan. And, you know, Tama has been someone that's, you know, he's really emphasize it. I mean, he's really good at like what he's doing right now. I think he's an integral part of the roster, especially part of MFT, but I don't think we've seen his full capabilities as a solo star yet. And I think the prospect of him and Shinsuke having something, I don't know what it is, a match, an alliance, I can't tell, but you know, what do you think? I've
seen like some of his stuff before he came to WWE. New Japan, and I'm like, yo, this guy is a beast. Like, yeah. So like when he debuted in WWE, I was like, oh my god, like that's the guy from New Japan, like from the Bullet Club. But I like how they're slowly introducing it, because these are the things that they can't just throw boom right in your face. It's like you slowly got to introduce it for, you know, the fans that know about it and the fans that don't really know about it. But I think low key that match would really, you know, be interesting. It will cook. You know, nice strong style, and then they'll throw like a little bit of some how do you say that? Some points from New Japan. You know, they'll have a lot of spots from New Japan. I think it'll be like a really good storytelling match, painting a canvas.
Yeah, and honestly, I need to see more of Shinsuke. You know, it's he's such an incredible talent.
I like this heel run with the theme.
His heel run was great. I mean, I love the whole samurai thing that he did for a little bit. I thought it was a good look. I mean, it was a really dope entrance. And, you know, he's just great in the ring. I mean, we talked about it last week with Cody. His first match in the company when he faced Sami Zayn at NXT. It was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen live, ever. And he's just capable. His ring psychology is so great. He puts on great performances. He's got the look. He's so unique and different in his movement. I just wish we saw him in a higher plane than just cutting spooky backstage promos.
Shinsuke was one of those guys that I thought would have been really cool to take the belt off Seth during Seth's last World Heavyweight Championship run. I mean, it was feuds with Shinsuke, feuds with Finn. Like, that was an underrated championship run, in my opinion, because it had a lot of people that I could have realistically seen taking the belt off of Seth, Shinsuke included. I think that would have been a great story to tell.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like that'll be a good match, though. Don't too. Let's see if it happens, man. We're booking matches now.
I would love to see further of that. More backstage shenanigans. We got our boy Sami Zayn once again. Not really acting correctly, like not acting like the Sammy that we know. He's been gaslighting a lot of people, especially Cody, and you know, he seems to he wants to say something, but he's kind of holding back from letting his full truth come out. And I don't know where he's going with this.
Cody said it too, man. Backstage, Sammy is a wild boy, man. But you could see the frustration with Sami Zayn. I mean, I don't know. Do you think potentially he could be added to WrestleMania, the match? I wouldn't. Event? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. Because I feel like he keeps popping up. So it's like, what? Or not even not added, but do you think he will cost Cody?
It would be an interesting play and a good setup for if the decision is made that, you know, if Randy does win this championship, you know, he is going in as the Randy Orton of old villain. You know, I think that he, you know, I don't necessarily. I come at two sides of the story. I do think that people want to see just a clean cut match between the two. But I do think, you know, if Sammy does get involved in some shape or form, it will set up an interesting feud going forward with Cody if you were to cost him the belt. So I'm kind of on two sides of the situation.
Yeah. Ben, what do you think?
I think that we have had a lot of overbooked WrestleMania main events recently. I think there's been a lot of the Avengers. There's been a lot of shenanigans.
Great, man. Come on, don't act like you didn't like that.
No, of course. Look, I was popping left and right. I was off my couch for the whole match, of course. But let's save that. Save it. Make it a little more rare. Don't just pull that card every single time. Let's get Randy. Let's get Cody. Let's get him in the ring and let's get some real graps. Some graps.
Some complex graps, if you will.
Some complex graps. That's what I want to see. I want to see a straight up wrestling match between two of the best in the ring right now that we got.
Yeah, that's fair. That's more than fair.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go move on to some legends. You know, Brie Bella has made her return to the company at the last Royal Rumble, and now we've seen that she and her sister Nikki are once again in a team, and they have reunited and seem to have their eyes set on the women's tag team championships, which, you know, only makes sense. They haven't captured it before. And there was a championship match on SmackDown between Lash Legend and Nia Jax and Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. And before the match started, Nikki and Brie made their presence known, saying, "We're gonna face whoever comes next. You know, whoever wins this one, we're up next." Which, you know, I don't know where the stipulation or announcement came from in their contracts that they got up next, but they're legends. Let's let them pass the line a little bit. And so the match happened. It was going in, and Nia took it upon herself to get a little physical with the Bellas, both of them, kind of pie facing them to the floor. And then, you know, Nikki and Bella jumped in the ring and interfered in the match and caused a disqualification. And, you know, unfortunately to Charlotte and Alexa, they retained. And it's now it's up in the air. What are we going to get at WrestleMania? Are we going to get Nikki and Brie versus Nia and Lash, or are we going to potentially get a triple threat and throw back in Charlotte and Alexa? I would love to hear your guys' opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel like with the tag team division now, and you know the Bella Twins, I think Nia and Lash are cleaning house, bro. That's just my opinion. But you know, it's great that the Bella Twins. First of all, I can't even believe the Bella Twins. Like, it's been like they're considered legends now. Like, time has just passed. Like, what is me
feel old?
Yeah, it's like, wow. But the thing with the Bella Twins is that they have a really great fan base. You know, they know what they bring, and you know, they want the gold. But me personally, I like Lash Legend and Nia Jax, and I think they're gonna clean house, man. I think they're gonna retain if that's scheduled.
So up next, we had our old friend Jelly Roll is back. 250 pounds lighter, right? Crazy
this guy, man. Jelly Roll.
nearly lost 300 pounds. So good for him. Good for him. Whatever method he did it, doesn't matter. He's healthier now.
You're gonna be the next Logan Paul, man.
He's gonna be doing buckshot lariats. But
he's
so
gonna be like Tim hitting a 450 splash in the Nightmare Factory, right?
Yeah. I saw it. It wasn't recorded, but I wish my phone died, so we didn't get to record that. But
it happened. You did it. I think you did a 6. I think you did 6:30 actually.
Yeah, I told one of my ligaments, but it's all right.
It'll be stuff of legend of the Nightmare Factory. But we had a return of Miz TV featuring Jelly Roll and the Miz, but right before Miz TV happened, Miz was in fact cursed by our old friend Danhausen, which doesn't always bode well for the talent, or the people that are cursed by Mr. Hausen. And right after that, we had Miz TV with Jelly Roll, and Miz had some choice words for Mr. Roll, and he wasn't really. He kind of got at him for existing. It didn't really. It kind of came out of nowhere. Miz just kind of seemed like he was put off by the curse and kind of took it out on Jelly Roll. And the line that he delivered specifically after Jelly cut a huge promo about how he overcame all the odds and made himself healthy, and Miz just hit him back with, "I liked you better when you were fat." And
the Miz is savage, bro. To say that at Jelly Roll with a serious face and everything, it's like promo or not. Like, I wonder how Jelly Roll felt after that. Like, damn, was I cooler when I was fat?
It really seemed to, he gave him this whole passionate speech, and Miz is just like, "Your mama," in so many words. And we had Kit Wilson making a surprise appearance during the segment, accusing Jelly Roll of being a fat phobic, which is interesting to say the least. And
on SmackDown,
fat phobic Jelly Roll.
So much that stuff about that is crazy.
Then, of course, the curse went into effect. Jelly Roll was pushed by Kit. Jelly Roll turned around and was going to just give him threw a haymaker at Kit. Kit got out of the way. He struck the Miz. Miz went down like a sack of potatoes. The curse is full in effect. You hate to see it, but he's 0 for. He's like 4 curses in 0. He's just
triple threat, man. Triple threat at Mania. That's what the streets are saying.
But what we're hearing, Ben, right, is a tag team match, which we don't want to put any potential spoilers out there in terms of what WWE may or may not have planned. But I think this is just chatter. This is just speculation.
Yes,
so
just rumors. So what the streets are saying is Miz and Kit Wilson against Jelly Roll and Royce Keys, which would be outside of the Rumble, most likely Royce's in-ring debut. And that's like a Mad Lib to me. Like I had to read that tweet like 6 times to actually see if I was reading that right. What are you guys' thoughts on that potential?
Like a triple threat. If that's the case, a triple threat. Royce Keys doesn't, unless he'll get introduced into the storyline next week or this week. I feel like a triple threat just sounds better, but I don't know, man.
Jelly is, as well as he did on his SummerSlam match, whenever that was. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not, he's not a Daniel Bryan. He needs someone to help him out, and I think he'll admit that as well. And I think putting him with someone like, I think if I had to speak from their point of view, Royce, as much as like people know who he is now, and if you didn't know, because if you only watch WWE and not AEW, then you now his pedigree and like that they put him over pretty well at the Rumble. Maybe they're a little concerned about how his first reactions will be, and so they think maybe a surefire thing is to put him with somebody as beloved as Jelly Roll, and have him look like a powerhouse. Because I mean, he's going up against. I mean, he would theoretically could go up against Miz and Kit Wilson, two people strong in their own right, but not. They don't look like Royce Keys, and I think Royce would be given a spot to really be shown as powerful, throwing those boys around, and it could work. I mean, again, it is Mad Libs. It is, I think I would need some. I don't think there's gonna be much of an explanation, and I think Jelly Roll is just gonna show up and say like, "I got backup," and it's gonna be, and then Royce will come out.
He's gonna be like, like the Lex Luger, boom, 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 boom. I mean, let's see, man. I feel like with WWE, man, again, like we keep saying, WrestleMania, we got a few more weeks. Anything could happen at this point, right?
Yeah, it could turn out completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But we got SmackDown finished with quite a segment to say the least. And we had the contract signing between Cody and Randy for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, their main event match. And as most contract signings go, didn't go great. Didn't go smoothly, and someone was left battered and bloody. And I mean, do we want to show the? I mean, let's cut to the clip. So to give some context to that clip, Randy started off the show when he welcomed Jelly Roll to the arena in a blue shirt. And when he came out for the contract signing and he had a black shirt on, I said, "God damn it, something is amiss." Something is amiss. And lo and behold, I was right. And Randy said something interesting right before he attacked Cody. He said, "This was supposed to be easier. If this was Drew, this would have been easier. I don't want to be in this position." Basically, in so many words. And I think I think we'll get a better explanation as to Randy's actions as the weeks go on. But I think those words that this should have been easier for him is going to come into play. And, he was left battered and bruised and bloody and looked terrible. And
let's cut to the picture of Cody real quick from SmackDown.
Oh, really? This picture tells 1,000 words, to say the least. Let's throw that up there.
Bro, Cody, he was fine when we interviewed him. I don't know, and then it's like we leave him and he's
shirt torn. I hope he didn't ding his watch. Hope he didn't scuff it.
I mean, that chair shot to the head from Randy. I mean, that's one of the most brutal chair shots in 5-10 years.
Yeah, and he looks like when you lose at Street Fighter. And they do that little graphic between you and the guy who beat you. I mean, that's what that would look like. But I want to know what you guys think is Randy's reasoning. I gave that little inklet as to him saying this should have been easier, but I want to hear your guys' takes.
I think just overall, Randy put out a tweet that wrestling has more than one royal family, and a lot of people forget that Randy had his dad, Bob Orton, and he comes from a really strong wrestling family too. So I think Randy just wants that championship. And yeah, man, it's just Randy. We getting 09 Orton back. Everything is just coming full circle, man. But I do feel like Cody. One thing about Cody is that he gets his ass handed to him, but then he'll come back the next week or 2 weeks later and just come back with more fire. So, yeah, but Randy's not playing.
I don't know if you guys saw that tweet circling around, but Cody's last few roads to WrestleMania. I mean, there's The Rock taking him out back, whooping his ass in front of the bus, taking his belt off, whooping him, bloody him up there. Cena last year had him bloody. Orton this year has him bloody. I mean, Cody Rhodes is spilling blood on the road to WrestleMania year after year after year.
You gotta give Cody his flowers, man. The people that don't like Cody, give Cody his flowers.
He's putting those butts in seats, as they say.
Facts.
So SmackDown, eventful episode to say the least, but let's move on to Monday Night Raw. You know, we only have so much time on the show. We got to keep the ball moving here. Another crazy Monday Night Raw. One of the better Raws I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that was a great Raw.
But it started incredibly, did it not, Tim?
Bro, we had Seth Rollins, the Masked Men, Brock Lesnar. Well, Paul Heyman came back, right?
Yeah,
Paul
we thought
Heyman
he was going to
came
be out
back.
for a lot longer.
He had the facial hair out. We rarely see Paul Heyman with the facial hair. He had the bruise in his eye. Looked like he just came out of the emergency room. And we got the Beast back.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar
Went
made
straight
his return.
to Seth. Yeah, went straight for the Masked Man. Was gonna go straight to Seth, and then Oba Femi came out. I feel like when the WWE throws those curveballs, where it's like where you don't expect it, it's amazing. Because I was not expecting Oba Femi, especially in that storyline.
We're gonna pull the Oba walk in real quick, and then we'll get to it more. But let's cut to that real quick.
Yeah, that pop was crazy.
I mean, I didn't know who was coming when the screen cut to black for the first time. Did you guys know Oba was coming?
No, I mean, when it cut to, I had my inklings, but again, I want to talk about, you know, do we have audio on this? Like, I just want to make sure if people can hear this at home. I wanted to hear the reaction. That pop was insane. If not, we'll add it in post. But that's why I've been quiet. I wanted to make sure that people could hear it because there was so much that went in on this. That when the lights went out, everybody was wondering who was coming out, and then we had the music kick in, and people lost their minds when they heard Oba's music start. And I think everything about this segment was done so perfectly. I think that I think the crowd chanting Oba and Brock sold that like a champ. Like he looked around like he looked shook. You know, Brock never looked shook. Like he really looked like, okay, you look intimidating, but everybody's on the same side as you guys, as this guy right now. And he looked around like he was scared. And, you know, everything was working on all cylinders. Oba gets in the ring and does something that very, 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 the list is extremely short, people have done to Brock Lesnar. And so if you want to cut to that clip real quick.
Run it.
Bro, the way Brock sold that, bro. Did y'all ever see when Taker chokeslam Brock? I forgot what year, like 03, like 2002. It gave me that vibe.
There we got him up. Down. Insane feat of strength. Crowd went crazy. Brock selling like a champ. Then of course to add a little bit of extra sauce on the meal, you know, show an extra sign of dominance. Bam! Foot on the chest. Point at the sign. This is what's going to happen. This is what's in store for you, Brock. Me and you at WrestleMania. And I mean, what a great way to start the show.
So I want to spend a quick second on that exact moment right there, Jamie. Oba standing on top of Brock. There was a couple tweets that went viral. I'm sure you guys saw it, where you can actually see Brock telling Oba, like, hey, step on my chest. And that's something about Brock Lesnar that I think is so underrated. He is so good at selling and so good at helping put people over when it's the right time to do so. We've seen him do that exact same thing before with Drew McIntyre when he told him to pick the title up off the ground when Drew had him down. He's such a good worker, and I think that's a really underrated part of his game. Everybody thinks that he's, you know, he comes in, he beats John Cena on his retirement tour, he ends the streak, but there's more to Brock than just being that dominant beast that everybody knows.
I agree wholeheartedly. Tim, you actually had a chance to speak to Oba a few weeks ago, and he had his sights on Brock pretty early on.
Yeah, man. I feel like we should play the clip and then we talk about it.
I mean,
he said it. He said it. And it's it's one of those things where it's like we get people always want to say, oh, we want to see this person versus this person. And then sometimes we don't get it. I didn't think we were going to get it this year. I would have probably saw it at SummerSlam or, maybe Saturday night's main event, but it's set.
I don't want to be hyperbolic here, but I was texting our good friend JLP Monday night. He texted me OMG, and I was a little late. I had a late meeting, so I missed the beginning of Raw before I got home. And I was like, what? And he was like, this opening. And I had to rewind, so I was a couple minutes late. I think that this is maybe one of the best openings to Raw in recent memory. I can't remember a time.
No question.
Goosebumps. I had goosebumps for the first 20 minutes of Raw.
Oh yeah, that was.
And I genuinely it's, even though this was a moment for Oba, he looked great. He looked like the star that he's going to be. This really in my opinion, this made him. I think him beating Brock at Mania will just, solidify him if that does happen. But, I think right now, Brock isn't a pushover, especially when he has time to prep and time to train. I think Oba's going to have his hands full, and it could go either way. This isn't going to be this isn't a sure thing. And I think, do we have any commentary in the chat about who they think is going to go over?
People saying
Brock selling like the farm's rent is due. We got that one from Angel Casanova. The Beast versus Ruler that cut to Black and Pyro seemed to be just added by WWE as Oba Femi. Tell us, chat. Guys, who do we think's going over at WrestleMania? Brock or Oba? What do we think?
All I know is that entrance when Oba comes out. Well, does Oba Femi have like a name for his fans? Like, Jade just said the Cargill cartel, like the Oba Femians or something.
When he was talking to Kit Wilson, I think someone, either he or someone online, referred to the fans as Oba feminists, which I think is hysterical.
Yo, Oba Femi. Yo, but I already know, man. The presentation for Oba's WrestleMania entrance, they might have probably they're gonna give him like an actual performance, people banging on the drums or something. That's gonna be crazy.
If they're smart, they're gonna roll out the red carpet for this guy. They got to make his entrance it's already probably one of the best entrances in business right now. But then you gotta, for WrestleMania, gotta make it a little extra special.
But beating Brock, I'm still on. I don't think so.
Also, I want to give a shout out to San Antonio because, a lot of the times the wrestling crowd makes the moment, and San Antonio brought the heat Monday night. They helped make that moment as much as Brock and Oba did, because the Oba chants, the claps, the whoo, they were in it just as much as the wrestlers were.
They came up with a new variation of the chant when he was in the ring. They would go, Oba who, Oba who. I was like, God, this guy's he's incredible. I mean,
people in the chat saying mixed. Somebody said Brock for no reason. Someone said Oba, and then someone else said Brock is winning that one. I feel like people are.
I think people are. I think it's Brock is Brock, so it's always a mystery with him in terms of how he's going to show up that day. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see until Mania to see how this whole thing plays out. But I'm riding for Oba. I hope he takes it. I think it'd be great for his career, and sky's the limit after that, in my opinion. Then we go on down the show. We had a fun match between the two Grande Americanos. We had the original Grande Americano and then the new Grande Americano, which, it was a fun match. Two great competitors in Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser. I don't want to reveal their identities, but come on, let's call a spade here. I enjoyed it. It was it was a fun bell to bell match, and both those people are incredible in the ring. What do you think of it, Tim?
I feel like the match was good. I love the whole concept because in Mexico they have I don't know if you guys ever watch AAA, but there's the characters that usually have different the same person. You got La Parka and then you got LA Park. So I'm a fan, and I'm glad they have this storyline happening in WWE. But I think at Mania it should be like maybe like mask versus mask, and then person gets revealed, or just something cool. Like, I feel like it's the story gotta end between the original and the new Grande Americano at Mania.
Who is the true Grande Americano?
Who is the true? But they gotta throw all the ammo out with this one. Have the what's the name of the other guys that Ludwig Kaiser, his army of people.
They're the Americanos.
The Americanos. That's what it is. The Americanos. Have his guys come out. Maybe Chad, the original, have his peoples come out and just make it just like.
It'd be crazy if they had the Creed brothers in masks just come out, and back them up.
That'll be yeah. But I think that whole storyline, it's fun. It's fun, and I feel like that's it adds to Raw, and it adds to the WWE storylines now, and I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, and let's get next to because we have a graphic for it up next. We had a very anticipated match between current United States Intercontinental champion AJ Lee and Bailey. One of the biggest workhorses in the company, and AJ said she was going to be a fighting champion, and she's proven it. She's having some good matches, and she's really delivering. And I think also considering how long she's been away from the ring, it's important who she's paired with.
Yep.
And I'm really glad that that she is, showing some great showings in these matches.
Yeah. I feel like me personally, I feel like Bailey and AJ Lee, this isn't the last of these two. I feel like we're going to see them go at it again down the road. That's just me though, but it was a great match. And we got Becky. Becky came back, attacked AJ Lee, so she's back in the picture.
Yeah, it's clear we're getting a run back for Becky and AJ at WrestleMania, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, Becky's taking it. In my opinion, Becky's taking that.
It's going to be an infuriated Becky is a hard person to beat. So AJ better have her working boots or her.
Yep. Anger.
At a recent AAA event, he's not cleared to compete right now. He was supposed to have his rematch against Penta for the Intercontinental Championship, but that didn't happen. And Penta got a new opponent in the form of Dragon Lee. And this match, boy howdy, these two boys know how to work.
This is how you show out.
Quite a performance.
This is how you show out, man. Dragon Lee, they gave him the ball, and he showed out. That was a banger, in my opinion, banger of a match. Dragon Lee, man, is just awesome. And Penta's one of my favorites, but I'm glad we were able to get this match for the title on Monday Night Raw, so that way everybody could see that these two can cook a great match. So I wonder what the people in the back thought about it, thought about these two. And it's cool that Dragon Lee's using AJ Styles' finisher too. I don't know if you caught that one. So it was a great match.
Dragon Lee.
Yeah, no doubt.
Rules.
Dragon Lee's awesome.
He puts on 5-star matches on Monday Night Raws. Every time he goes out there, he against Gunther, against Penta, he rules. He is one of the best in the ring right now in the whole world.
Dragon Lee got it.
He needs more stage time. And not to say to improve, but he needs to be featured more, in my opinion. I mean, he's one of the best workers they got in the company right now, in my opinion. And I don't think they utilize him enough. And I just think Penta is firing on all cylinders as a defending Intercontinental champion. The crowd loves him. He's putting on match after match. He's showing he really belongs in this company, and I'm couldn't be happier for him.
Oh yeah, cero miedo.
Yes, sir. Next up, we had Maxine Dupree versus Natty, which seemed like the blow off to their feud. I don't know where they go after this one. It's been a fun little. All credit to Natty for kind of making Maxine the competitor she is now, and I really do love. As we discussed before, I do love the low key legend Natty. I think it's a great new iteration for her career, and doing her best to make Maxine Dupree if we remember years ago, she was booed vehemently and said, "You can't wrestle, you're terrible," for no, like, you know, bullied essentially by the crowd. And she's come a long way since then, and I'm really happy for her as well. This seemed to be a blow off. I don't know where they go after this, if they go anywhere at all. Natty secured the win and, you know, showed that she's the more dominant competitor. And I don't know. I don't need to see more of that. You know, I would, you know, I'm not saying I need to see less of whatever they're going to do next individually, but I think this story's been told.
Yeah, I hope we see the low key legend more on screen, just, you know, with other matches, other storylines, because I think this is what Natty always wanted, I believe, and this character, it's great. I think it's great character development. It's her, you know, she's part of a historic family. She actually trained in the dungeon, like, you know, new wrestlers, and she has it. But I just feel like I want to see more. Hopefully after Mania or on this road to WrestleMania, we get to see more of the low-key legend.
Yeah, Natty's become not only an asset to the WWE, but now she's become an asset to wrestling as a whole. You know, and she's getting everybody from all walks of life in that dungeon and just improving them and trying to make them better competitors. Which this is in her spare time too. You know, WWE superstars have a lot of time, have a lot of work on their plates, and to take the time to train other people on their off days, her and TJ, like, credit to them, man. Credit to them.
Committed.
We had a match with Stephanie Vaquer and Raquel Rodriguez. This was a non-title match. This was, you know, just a build up for the Liv Morgan match at WrestleMania. Strong showing by Raquel. Didn't go her way. And correct me if I'm wrong, the way the match ended, it was mostly just Raquel. I mean, Stephanie came out on top, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Ben, what do you I feel like we were so.
Yes.
She did. Yeah. So it's just, you know, it was a serviceable match just to continue the feud. It's going to be a fun match. Liv is really laying the groundwork for her challenging for the championship, and I think it's going to be a good match. I think people are going to really enjoy what these two have to offer. Nothing significant happened that week in terms of development, but it just keeps the ball rolling, and there'll be more to come, I'm sure. As we finished Raw, we had another encounter between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns hit the ring first, basically establishing that this is his show, no matter what show he's on, SmackDown or Raw, this is his house. Calls out CM Punk. CM Punk, not one to turn down a challenge, shows up as well. And they had another interesting exchange of words.
Play it.
That title on your waist, it's an embarrassment. You're a try-hard that's making us all look terrible, because at the end of the day, you're old. Oh!
Yo, that's what got him.
Goddamn Roman, man.
Yo, that's what got him, man. I feel like that picture of him throwing that punch after getting called old, man. But I feel like honestly, this back and forth between Roman and Punk is definitely exciting. I don't know. What do you think, Jamie?
I'm looking forward to this match. This is easily the match of the night that I'm looking forward to the most. And it is, and I do find it was humorous to me as a fan, watching the fact that the week prior, or 2 weeks before that, because Roman wasn't on that show, that Punk said he was going to bury him next to his dead father, which, you know,
crazy,
real cut to the bone. Roman comes back cocky. Even when he got punched, he was cocky. And he said, and his rebuttal is, "Oh yeah, you want to bury me next to my dead dad? Well, you're old." And that Roman didn't even punch Punk when he said he's going to bury him. But when he called Punk old, all bets are off. You're getting these hands immediately. And even Roman at the end, as the credits were rolling, was like, I only called him old, and that set him off. Who's in whose head, you know? And I thought that was, you know, that's what makes Roman Roman.
Off the top of your guys' heads, do you know the ages of CM Punk and Roman Reigns?
I think it's similar.
Is CM Punk 40?
No.
Older?
Roman Reigns is 40.
So Punk is older?
Punk is older. Roman Reigns is 40.
Oh wait, Punk is older?
Punk's got to be in his late 40s.
Tim, I see you typing it in. This is not.
Wait, I didn't even get to. But I didn't put CM Punk. I didn't get to put GE at the end of my Google search. I don't know. 40, 45?
47. Punk is 47. So there's a 7-year difference between the two of them.
He's older. I mean, they're both in
There's, you know, who's like, I mean, what, Ric Flair and Sting, they wrestled until they were like, what, 65?
Oh, you could nowadays with all the advancements in healthcare and whatnot, and all these like recuperating things and GLPs,
stem cells and stuff, you know.
Stem cells, like, I mean, AJ's 50 or something, right?
AJ Lee? Oh no, AJ Styles.
No, Styles.
Oh, I was like AJ Lee. Nah, yeah.
No.
Yeah, but Styles, AJ Styles, man, he looks. I feel like he could have still went on for like another 2 years.
That's what a lot of people said. A lot of people said he's got at least one more, if not two. But
like 4.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it was a fun another. But I do need for this. I do need more to happen with these two before we get to WrestleMania. Yeah. I hope that Cody and Randy didn't blow their load, so to speak, too early with that, with the blood and the contract signing, because there's still a whole other month left of the build towards WrestleMania. I do need to see more with Roman and Punk. It is personal now. It has been personal. And it's going to be great. I think the match is already selling itself without all these extra bells and whistles, but I do need a little more.
No.
Something. I can't say what it is. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. What do you think?
I could tell you this. At first, I wasn't that excited when I heard that it was going to be Roman and Punk, but you know, with the back and forths between Punk and Roman, I have been getting more excited for the match, but I agree. I feel like this, you know, we still got time, but I do feel like there needs to be a little bit more, like maybe, you know, the Usos and Roman jump CM Punk. Punk is out of action for like a week or two, comes back and just starts, you know, taking him out with a chair. I don't know, just something where it's like, you know, the stakes are high, more so than just, you know, losing the championship. I feel like they need to really, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I mean, maybe the guys in the, you know, anybody in the chat, do you guys know like what you think needs to be added more to this to the rivalry between Punk and Reigns? Maybe a stipulation at that. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Or Ben, what do you think?
We have one comment here that I saw this as well, but Angel Casanova TV says that they heard that the original plan for Roman's promo this week was to bring in Larry, who is CM Punk's recently passed away dog, somebody that he recently got a tattoo on his chest of Larry's paw, and that they eventually decided to move away from that decision. Which, you know, I'm a dog lover. I got Frank at home, and I think I'm glad that they went in a different direction. That would have been too much for me.
Yeah, from everything that we've heard, they're still really mourning that dog, and that dog meant a lot to Punk and AJ. So I don't know.
I get it, but bro, like, didn't Roman's dad just pass a couple years ago?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, maybe it's too fresh.
I like dogs more than people. I'm one of those. So,
bro, come on, bro. You talk about my dad.
Clearly,
I have 2 dogs. In this chat. I have 2 dogs.
I'm not gonna say.
I have 2 dogs.
Oh, okay. All right,
but bro,
all right.
I promise you, like,
all right.
That's if that's true, that's crazy. But that's just me.
Yeah, both those guys have sway in the company, so yeah, it's up to them. But it would have. I mean, maybe more. I mean, Drew did bring Larry up when he was alive.
Yeah.
So I think it's a different situation now, and it's a sensitive subject. Like AJ has mentioned before that she still cries often about losing. I mean, this is such a bummer of a topic. I'm sorry to bring the energy down, but you know.
Yeah. No, I get it. No, I get it. But I think
I'll pivot the energy a little bit first with some fan questions from the chat. How do we feel about that?
Yeah, yo,
do it.
chat, what up?
These I like this one. I think this will challenge you guys. It's from Aruni Choi, and he says, if you guys were introducing WWE to somebody brand new in 2026, what 5 matches would you tell them to watch first?
In the 20 matches in 2026?
No.
Oh,
Just
no,
five matches all time. But they're
I got
somebody. Yeah,
I got
how about
Hogan.
you guys come up with 5 together? Unless Tim.
All right. I'm not Jamie. We'll keep throwing. So I'll say one and then you say one. Hogan.
Yeah,
Hogan
because
and
I
the
think
Rock.
5 each is a lot.
Yeah, that's great. Hogan and the Rock. WrestleMania.
Yep. Got to throw in Austin and Brett at WrestleMania 13. Have to.
Sabu and Rey Mysterio ECW One Night Stand.
Good one. I'd have to. You have to throw in Taker and Shawn Michaels, the first one. Not the second one was good too, but the first one at WrestleMania.
We're gonna go new school. Because I was there live. Cody and Roman Reigns WrestleMania 40.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. And how many is that?
That's
is that
4.
That was 5. That was 5.
That was
But
5.
Oh, that was
One more,
5?
Ben.
All right.
Throw in one more, Ben.
As I have said on this podcast before, I'm a John Cena truther, so I think I'm gonna go with one of Cena and Styles, probably SummerSlam. I think that's my pick.
He was
That's a
knocking
good one.
shells off, man. And
That's a
knocking his
good
shell off.
Let's see what else do we got here. We got a simpler one. I already gave my answer, but who are your guys' favorites? Your all-time, your number one, your GOAT.
Nah, that's crazy. I can't. That question. You got to give me 5. I feel like
No,
one
you
is
got one. It's one.
One is
Your
crazy.
GOAT.
You got one.
You don't have. There's not multiple GOATs.
I
One GOAT.
don't have a GOAT, bro.
You gotta pick one. First one that comes into your mind.
That's not fair.
I have it's a 1A and 1B for me. It's the one that got me the most excited week by week was obviously Stone Cold Steve Austin. The one that made me feel the most, the one that had me most emotionally invested was Mick Foley.
Bro, I don't even know if I could answer this. Eddie Guerrero, right? As a kid, you know, just watching Eddie was just like fun. Damn, bro, y'all doing this is crazy.
That's the headline. Tim Rivera's GOAT, Eddie Guerrero. Send.
There it is.
That's it, Eddie Guerrero.
put that on
Yeah.
your
No,
tombstone.
because he did 1B, 1A, 1, but I don't know. I feel like Eddie. And hiding right. But you
Guys,
know.
next week, I want to do more of these. Chat. Let me get more questions throughout the
Chat, let's get chatty.
Let's get
shall we?
chatty for next week.
Yeah, don't be
But
scared.
that being said, I think we've run out of time here on another episode of Complex Graps. Before we go, once again, these shirts, buy them. They're Complex WWE Fanatics collabs. Don't rip them, wear them. Don't rip them, Tim.
I get
Don't-
excited.
And don't give anybody ideas at home. You can pick them up at Complex Shop, WWE Shop, or at WWE World WrestleMania weekend. Please be sure to do that. And you know, we always we love that you guys tune in every week. Keep it up in the chat. Watch this on demand on YouTube, on the Complex YouTube channel, and on all your favorite podcast apps as well. This is Jamie Iovine. This is Tim Rivera and our friend Ben in the sky. We will see you next week with another incredible guest. Keep it locked right here. Subscribe to Complex. Ring the bell for the show so you get reminded every time that we're on live. And you don't want to miss what's going to happen next week. I guarantee it.
Thank you guys, man. This was an awesome episode.